And there it goes. Hello, everybody. I'm trying to get my chair to lock. There we go. Hi. Today is March 20th. It's my day 1.312, I think. And it's the first day of spring. It's the equinox today. Happy Ostara to my pagan friends out there. But today has just been crazy. And as this is my transition blog, I am going to make a video about something that happened regarding my transition. And this is a word to the wise here, okay? Gray Owl's going to say something that might be worth listening to, okay? Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor and get you a little notebook, a little 3-ring binder, okay? Get yourself a little 3-ring binder and start to put documents in it, okay? And here's why. As part of this process, to fulfill the WPATH standards of care, you've got to get letters. You've got to get fill out, not necessarily about fill out forms, but you're building a history. You're building a history, your letters and whatnot. And every letter I have gotten, I have hole punched and filed away, and I have this folder here, okay, where all the documents, okay. And something had happened where I filled out a form for my short-term disability. I'm not going to tell you anything that's secret, private, but and yesterday I got a letter in the mail that said, hey, we can't get in contact with your provider. We need you to send these forms to your provider, and it is up to you to follow up and make sure your provider fills out the forms. We also need these forms faxed to us, etc., etc. Well, because I had the information with me in my folder, I could call the company back and say, this is the information, here it is. And sure enough, either I had written out the wrong fax number or they did. And so I was able to avoid a little bit of a delay, thank goodness, and keep the process going. Now, we are pretty much, we might as well say 8 days away from my surgery. Okay, so we don't want things that are going to mess this process up. And so I think I had a bit of a nervous fit to it, and I think I have a little bit of a fever from it, a little bit of nervousness, because again, it was like, you know, I don't live near my surgeon. It would take, 2 days, 3 days for me to mail them the form, and then they would open it, and then they'd have to fill it out and either mail it back or whatever. I mean, logistics wise, a week from now, I'm having GCS. I mean, you know what I mean? Now's not the time to be filling out forms, but, or that stress added to it. So I guess I want to share that with you if you can. Start yourself a binder. Definitely you got your roadmap, and start to just build the documentation that you need. That would be my suggestion. To do it over again, I would have done that from day one. Instead, I have folders. I had folders. I had piles and So anyway, so that's kind of my word to the wise or whatnot. It has been a crazy ass couple days. Someone had asked me yesterday, how are you getting excited or whatnot? Are you nervous? And I think the answer is all of the above. I just want it to happen more than anything else right now. I want it to just happen. I want to go and get it done. Things are lining up. Still doing electrolysis on my surgical site, mostly just to be thorough. And I think, again, if I had a month to wait for my surgery, I still would be doing electrolysis up to that point. It's like editing a paper, or fixing something. You revise it and you revise it and revise it. And again, we could go over the surgical site and hit it multiple times. And I'm okay to have surgery now, but you imagine 2 more sessions or 3 more sessions. Again, she's tightening up the perimeter and getting the little stragglers. I mean, at some point you have to throw your hands up in the air and say, "This is the best we can do," um, and jump for it, go for it. So um, the other thing that I look at myself now in the video and I'm like, how in the hell, Karen? But I had a fit of dysphoria this morning like you would not believe. Just I found myself in the bathroom looking at my arms, and maybe that's why I wear long. These are full sleeves. Okay, I guess you could say they're 3/4, but these are kind of full sleeves. It's because I'm tall, and so I don't like my arms visible. Okay, I have my genetic makeup has a lot of hair. Okay, body hair, and so I don't like to expose my arms. Okay, but today I just looked in the mirror and I was like, I don't feel girly. I don't feel like a woman today. And I had to remind myself that because of the surgery coming up, I'm off my estrogen. Okay. Drugs that I normally would take, I think tomorrow is the last of them because it's a week before surgery. And so I'm off of everything, and so this body as it is for the current moment produces testosterone, and you know what I mean. So is it any wonder that I'm not feeling myself? I'm not feeling up to the feminine goal that I aspire to, the version, the aspiration, the presentation. I mean, you could say, well, duh. But I mean, this morning it was, oh, this is, not, I didn't feel like I was fooling myself, but those moments where you walk in front of the mirror and you're like, oh yeah, I did transition, and I found myself talking on the phone with the people, and I'm like, there's no way I sound like a woman, and they were all Mrs. Parks, and this morning I wanted to be right there when the store opened and fax off the form, what I had to sign and fax in. And so, there I was, no makeup, in an old t-shirt of mine, an old male t-shirt, let me rephrase that. And, no makeup, no nothing, no earrings, just me out of bed trying to get fax a document in. And the woman, oh ma'am, how can I help you? Maybe the long hair is a giveaway, but it just made me realize, just this condition. And like I said, being 8-9 days away from having surgery and still feeling the gender dysphoria, or I thought about, this is not graphic, but we're all adults here. Okay, me in the shower, and cleaning myself and thinking about, in 7 days' time, it's going to be a little different setup downstairs. Right, talking to my cat. And the only setup I've ever known. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? Walking down the only road I've ever known, like a drifter. Here I go again on my own. Okay, sorry. As feminine as I feel, and hopefully as feminine as I look, as womanly as I am, and that's not saying much. 7 or 8 days from now, I'm taking a big step. And that I had to remind myself of that. In my mind, it's the cat's meow. I mean, that is the last step And my neighbor the other day, had talked to him, and I've never pulled my neighbor aside and said, guess what, I'm transitioning, okay? Just over the course of a year, my hair grew out. I started wearing women's clothes. I started wearing makeup. And I've never like told my neighbor what I'm doing. It's just been obvious, I hope. And I said to him, I'll be gone. There'll be people here that that'll be staying at the house while I'm gone. I said, but just to let you know, I'll be out for a week and then I'll be home for 6 weeks. And he said, oh, I hope everything's okay with you. And I said, well, yes. I said, it's surgery for me. I said, it's the next step on my journey. It's probably the final step on my journey. And he was like, oh, yeah, okay. And that's kind of how I'm looking at this. Yes, I could do breast augmentation, and I forget what it's called, the second stage of the GCS, where they just make it more, I'm going to say a labiaplasty. They make the lips more lippy, the minora labias, more feminine looking, and I don't really care about that right now. So, in all intents and purposes, for this moment in time, this is it. And this is the only road I've ever known. I've, as much as I felt female and I want to be female and I feel like I am a woman, some 8 days hence I will be equipped. You know what I mean? I will have the vagina package, the VP, the vagina package. I won't have the PP package. And golly, amen to that. But again, thinking about how I'll look when I put on my underwear or when I wear a swimsuit, I won't have that bulge. And then thinking about, and again, we're all adults here, not having the testosterone, not having to take Spiro. And I know some folks who think that Spiro is the work of the devil because, not that I believe in the devil, by the way, because it adds weight and, you'll never lose your stomach or your muffins or your side, whatever they're called, or your love handles, your male fat because of the Spiro. And I won't be on Spiro anymore, so I'm hoping another round of changes are coming, more feminine, more body feminization, I can hope. But again, recognizing that I am about to go through another change. So, all right, my friends, that's it. I did come across Ralph Smart the other day, and I love his videos. He's the Falling Waters guy, and he always starts up his videos and he goes, peace, falling waters diving deep. I mean, he just, oh my gosh, I love listening to his talks. And at the end of his videos, he says something about becoming the best version of yourself, or the version you want to be. And that kind of dovetails into what I like to say, which is I hope everyone gets to become the best version of themselves as they define it. So on that note, I got to run. So I will talk to you all later, and good luck in your journey. Till next time.